Airsoft GI would like to thank our sponsors.
Hey, what's up, GI TV? My name is Tim, and as you can see, we're not in the studio today. We are here at Building 1 in the Tech Center for another Top Tech Challenge. This is not going to be like any other Top Tech Challenge that we've had. We're going to have our techs together. Spencer, the Bicep Wessels, who yesterday told me that he was able to bench press 360 pounds 3 times. That means his max has got to be near 400 or something like that. That's crazy.
Oh shit!
I was supposed to let him win.
He's going to be teching off against Aaron the Beard Morrow, who we all know plays the bass very well. His favorite song to play on the bass is Suit and Tie Guy by DRI. Really cool band. Actually, I have no idea who they are, but if Aaron likes them, then they're probably all right. Basically, what's going to happen is they're going to be receiving the exact same gun. That's why this is going to be unlike any other Top Tech Challenge we've done. They have the same gun, but they have a grab bag of a bunch of different parts. So think of that show Chopped on the Food Network. They're going to have to build the best gun that they can. Now, instead of us coming up with some number system for their FPS, their rate of fire, their budget, and stuff like that, where they might tie again, we're going to leave the vote up to you guys. We'll have a Facebook poll up later on this week where you'll get to vote for your favorite gun. So realistically, their goal is to build the most likable gun for our audience, which is going to be you. Now, we already know our techs, they already know what they're supposed to do, so let's get the tools out and start teching on these Lancer Tacticals. Alright, so we have Aaron the Beard, that's Aaron the Beard, and then Spencer the Bicep. Spencer won in a quick round of rock, paper, scissors, and he chose the wood gun, not like it matters anyway, because the guns are exactly the same on the inside. So, we have 2 grab bags here. They don't know which one to which. Let's do this for fun. Go ahead and survey you guys' parts and get started.
Okay, so I got a 100 spring with mine as compared to his 120, so I'm probably gonna do a more CQB, high rate of fire kind of build. I got 2 16-to-1 gear sets, 1 Lonix, 1 Echo 1, Teely motor, some Magic Box, and Bravo, some Sistema parts for compression, and modified bushings for it. So I'm gonna try and bring the rate of fire up.
It looks like from the parts that they gave me, it looks like they're looking for a higher FPS build. They gave me an Action 1-piece cylinder set, Garter 120 spring, Lonix enhanced original gear set, modified bushings, Magic Box spring guide, piston head, and a Tinley GT 3500 motor. When taking apart the Lancers, you kind of have to move the gearbox and the front end at the same time. Keep from possibly snapping the air nozzle, or not just the air nozzle, but the cylinder head or stem. And bring up the gearbox, move the front end, and just slide it out. That's it.
I am ready. Spencer, you're about 25% into your build so far. Tell us what your strategy is.
Right now I just opened the mech box and cleaning up all the stock loops. So basically, I have to figure out the parts that I didn't get replacements for, so I have to keep all that stuff like the air nozzle and the tap plate. And then basically, I'm pretty much going to change out everything, but I'm trying to decide whether I want to keep the stock bearings or switch to bushings.
What would the benefit be with going with bearings?
Benefit with bearings is there's less friction and heat and stuff, and that really applies when you're doing a high rate of fire.
So what's the benefit of going with bushings then? Why would you change them?
Bushings are just more stable because sometimes stock bearings will blow out, but
gotcha.
Yeah.
Very good, Spencer. Continue. Okay, Aaron, in previous Top Tech Challenges, you were able to choose your parts. How do you feel about these parts that were given to you this time?
All around, they're not bad parts. They're actually, some of them are pretty good. They're also stuff that we use on a regular basis for a lot of upgrades. This is something new. I've seen it on the internet and all that, and trying to figure out.
That's a 1-piece cylinder head and cylinder unit, right?
Yeah, it's a full stroke cylinder. The only problem is this is a really short barrel, so I'm gonna have to match it to the same port.
Cut a port into it.
Yeah, I want to match the port in, but I'm probably gonna actually move it forward just a little bit. Also, it doesn't come with a pad or a impact pad on the inside of the cylinder head, so I had to strip the one out of the old cylinder head, and I'm gonna drop this in. Other than that,
Pretty
where I'm at right now. Yeah.
Spencer, I need to bother you again because you are shimming. For our younger viewers and maybe the less tech-savvy viewers, explain what shimming is exactly.
Okay, shims are little metal washers that basically they're a known thickness, so that you place them in between the gears on the axles, spacing the gears side to side in the mech box. Basically, what you want is the gears to be able to move freely, but not wobble side to side too much, because then they don't, because when you apply a torque from the spring or the motor, they'll want to turn a little bit, and so what you want to do is keep them in place, and so that they don't cross bind with other gears. Okay, so the point of testing it like that was, you can immediately tell that it wasn't super screechy, so it wasn't too tight or anything like that. But then, on the finer point is that after taking it apart again, you look at the pinion gear, and on the pinion head there will be, usually if it's off a little bit, but you can't tell it's off, there will be a tiny, tiny little wear mark on the teeth that can tell you which way you need to go with the bevel gear to help shimming the bevel to the pinion head. So I Swiss cheese the piston, so the point of this being to just cut as much weight as possible in the piston to make it, basically it'll accelerate due to the spring tension quicker, so you can have faster response, and also it'll make it less pickup energy when it initially gets picked up by the sector gear, so basically it'll make it more efficient and less wear and tear on the mech box, I guess, and it'll have a marginally higher rate of fire.
Alright, Spencer, it looks like you got your gearbox together and it's operating smoothly. Where are you at in your build right now?
The gearbox is together, but our parts between me and Aaron are pretty similar. The only difference being is he has a heavier spring and a different gear ratio. I have a 16:1, so he has 18:1, so the rate of fire really isn't that fast. So what I'm going to do is, because I have such a short barrel, I could short stroke it, and
Short stroke
then
the gears, right?
yeah, short stroke the gears, and then since I'm still using this spring, I'm going to buffer the spring with these washers from System Springs.
Very interesting. Very cool. Carry on. Okay, Aaron. Spencer is doing something tricky. He is reducing the number of teeth on his sector gear to achieve a higher rate of fire. Are you able to do anything with this gun to achieve the highest FPS possible?
Other than correcting the AOE so that the pickup's at the right spot, also added a little brass collar on the sector gear to help keep the tappet plate open long enough so that the BB is fed correctly, and also will help with FPS just a little bit.
You have a unique part in here, your Action Army cylinder and cylinder head. Traditionally those are two pieces, but yours is all CNC'd from one, eliminating a little bit of the air leak from the cylinder to the cylinder head. Is that going to help you out?
Hopefully it will. It's the one spot where you tend to lose a lot of, you can lose air when doing a high FPS build. Also at the air nozzle as well.
The major spot is the air nozzle, right?
Yeah. What I did was I actually added a little bit of dielectric grease to the stem so that there's no, it keeps from leaking between the air nozzle and the stem.
Makes
also,
sense.
Volume is matched correctly. That's about it.
Okay, Spencer, you put your gun together, shot it, and now you're taking it apart again. Tell us why.
So on semi-auto it works fine. On full auto it doesn't feed correctly. So it's got a clear hop up, so you can see the air nozzle moving around. So you can tell that it's not letting BBs in some of the time. So that means that the tappet plate isn't moving correctly. So we have to go in.
So our air nozzle's not moving back far enough to let the next BB in so that it can shoot it, is what you're saying.
Yes.
So now we're going to diagnose this and see if we can find out how we can pull the air nozzle back further.
Yes.
Excellent. Now I guess it's safe to say that if you have this issue, Aaron's probably going to have the same problem too, right?
Likely, yeah.
He used aftermarket gears as well. So let's talk with him about that. Okay, Aaron, it stands to reason that because you and Spencer used aftermarket gears, you might run into the same full auto feeding problem.
Yeah.
You're aware of it. What's your plan?
Well, I've already put a small brass ring to actually make the post on the sector gear a little bit bigger so that the tablet plate gets pulled back farther. I want to see if that's going to help fix that issue. If not, I'm going to have to figure out a new
Okay, but you haven't even test fired yours yet, so we're not going to jump to conclusions.
Exactly, yeah. I'm going to try it out first, and hopefully that's going to work out. And if it doesn't work, then on to a new solution.
Very good. Carry on. So, Aaron, your gun feeds in full auto. We just saw that on the shooting range. It looks like you're taking your gun apart again, though. Why?
It's a little pitchy for one, and it's not as high as in the FPS that I would actually like. It's either the air nozzle or it's between the air nozzle and the hop up that the air leak's at. So I need to see what's going on.
Your goal is to potentially reshim it so that it gets a little more smooth, and find out where your air is leaking out of and seal it up.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan. Do it to it. Alrighty, so our techs have completed their builds. Spencer's gun's shooting at about 310 to 315 FPS with a rate of fire of 1,000 rounds per minute, which equates to about 16.617 rounds per second. Aaron's gun's shooting significantly harder at 370 FPS or so, but a little bit slower at 850 rounds a minute, which equates to about 14-ish rounds per second. Now, instead of us coming up with some elaborate number and scoring system for this Top Tech challenge, we wanted to make sure there was absolutely no tie at all, so we're letting you, the viewer, choose. At the same time this video goes live, there will be a poll live on Facebook, which is going to be at 1 p.m. this Friday, April 26th. That poll is going to be live for an entire week. It's going to end on Friday at 1 p.m. on May 3rd. Whoever has the most votes for the gun that they like best, whoever has the most votes, essentially is going to be the winner. So this is going to be a very interactive Top Tech challenge. Whichever gun you like the best, go ahead and go to our Facebook page and vote for them. Voting will close 1 week from today, and we're going to select a random participant of the poll to receive a special gift from us. So thanks for participating, and thanks for watching GITV.
Am I supposed to let him win?
Come back, supposed to let him win.
I'll make him work for it.
Alright, just win, just win.
Oh my god.
I almost got you. Airsoft GI would like to thank our sponsors.